Hey guys, Quicksilver Gaming here, bringing you another episode of Call to Arms Gates of Hell Ostfront, except things are a little bit different, as you could probably tell by the alternate art in the background. I wanted to test out a mod called HotMod 1968. Essentially, it moves the game into the Cold War era. This mod specifically is the 50s and 60s, but I've added a little bit more onto this mod just to make it exciting. There are mods that are specifically designed for this mod, which is really cool. So I've added on a mod called Comrade Ivan's Cold War Skins, which just adds much better graphics and skins to the soldiers. The modder for HotMod did a great job, but when you go into some of these skins on these troops that Comrade Ivan adds, they are absolutely phenomenal, especially when you get down into some of the tanks like the the T-72 1984. Just absolutely beautiful looking vehicles and skins. I've also added a mod called West 81 for HotMod, and that just brings the Cold War out of the 60s and up into the mid-80s. And then the final one, which I recommend for anybody pushing into the Cold War era, is a mod called Cold War Alter 1971. I don't really know if the date is just representative of the timeline of assets that he's using, but essentially what this mod does is it gets rid of all the World War II maps and replaces them with brand new maps specifically designed for Cold War fighting. And if I were to make an assumption, it's based on a 1970s era. So the buildings should look like they're in the 70s. I've tested this out. I would stress that this mod is not complete, so there are some errors, we'll just say it's not complete. And there are some features that I had to look up myself because it was a little confusing. One of those features is your man-portable assets, such as, I'd call them lighter heavy machine guns, light mortars, things like that. So a great example is this 81mm mortar. You open the team and, well, there's no mortar showing. And that's because this guy here has this backpack, and it is literally in his backpack, and you deploy out of the backpack. The modder's reasoning behind this is that these portable teams should move faster, so you can move this team across the map fast and then deploy the weapon, and then you can repackage the weapon and move across the map faster. I don't know how historically accurate this is. It's an interesting feature. I prefer to just deploy the weapons and move them across the map, but that's just me. It is nice though. I guess on defense, when you're stuck across the map with a mortar and you have to run across the map, that's a really nice feature. There is a time to deploy though, so I wonder if it truly saves that much time. Trying to think. Oh yeah, the pushing into the call-ins really quickly is not as important because your infantry is a lot less manpower points. This is your basic conscript squad. I believe in Call to Arms World War II, this would be somewhere between the 16-18 manpower range. I believe it's roughly 2 manpower per dude, and there are 8 guys here, unless I'm really bad at counting. So that would be about 16 manpower. This is only 8. And that continues down the road. You open up the research tree, and the first time you look at it, it is nightmarish, but once you delve into it, it makes a lot of sense. Up here is sort of your standard, we'll call them battalion or HQ assets. So your call-in stages, your defenses. I believe you have to unlock all of these call-in stages though to unlock defenses, which is a little interesting. I would prefer them to be separate, kind of like they are in the World War II version, so maybe like Collins Stage 1 unlocks small defenses, Collins Stage 3 defense medium, and 5 large, something like that. You also have to research your tank crewmen, your medics, your scout, who unlocks your snipers. This, I believe, is a ground-to-air missile team. Here's your anti-tank asset, so an RKG Grenadier. Then you go to the RPG and the RPG-7. Here's your machine guns. Here's your engineering stuff over here. Then it splits up the infantry. You have your squads and your guards. This is all infantry. Squads unlocks your conscripts, your rifle. All of these can turn into mechanized or motorized assets. And then you have your infernal troops and border troops. Guards is the exact same thing. You have all these different versions of your guard infantry, guard vehicles. You have helicopters, which is pretty cool. I don't know how that'll work in the game, but pretty interesting. You also, with helicopters, I believe, unlock a VDV somewhere in here. Here it is, VDV 1960s. So VDV has their own tree too. You have armored fighting vehicles, which is your BTRs, BRDMs, and that all that great jazz. Logistics is your supply trucks. There's many different types of supply trucks, which is pretty cool. And then, you know, the thing that everybody loves about this game, well, actually, we skipped a section, artillery, which artillery looks like it branches off into anti-aircraft, your mortars, lots of different mortars, and then your big guns, big artillery pieces. Then the part that everybody, you know, absolutely loves is your tanks. And at first I was looking at the Soviet tanks going, why on earth is it laid out like this? And then understanding a little bit more about Cold War era tanks, it makes a lot of sense once you start delving into the numbers. So essentially you have your T-54 tree and your T-10 tree. And then in here you can get your self-propelled anti-aircraft gun, which I would love to put a Shilka on the battlefield. And then you also have your anti-tank elements, which the ISU-152M was used for quite a long time after the war. After World War II, I should say, which is pretty cool. The T-10M is basically like a progression of the Joseph Stalin series tanks, from what I understand. I believe at the end of World War II, there's a lot of speculation that the Russians actually rode in IS-3s into Berlin. And then I believe after that, they called the tanks something like K2s. I'm not entirely sure, but something along those lines. Anyways, your T-54 progression goes from your T-54s, your T-55s, your T-62s, and your T-72s. And that makes a lot of sense to me. These tanks are all based upon each other. I think that's pretty cool. And I'd like to point out, to get to the very last T-72, I believe it is 24 research. Because my first thought was, man, that's a lot of tanks to get through to get to the T-72. Whereas if you go down the T-10 tree, it's not many tanks to get to the T-80U, or just the T-80 in general. But you have to look at the research points. It is about 27 research points to get to the T-80U, whereas it's 24 research points to get to the T-72 OBR 1985. I don't know, how big of a difference there is between these two tanks. My thought process, though, is I'll probably go down the T-10 series into the 64 and T-80, just because historically speaking, the T-72 was first designed as an export tank. When you think of the Cold War era, specifically the 80s, T-72 battalions were mostly Polish and East German, and it was T-64s that were Soviets. So that's just my thinking here, in that I'm going to go down this route. Now, this game this mod even though it might say like you're facing the Americans, I believe the NATO tree divvies it out into the different groups that make up NATO, even though it's predominantly an American tree. And the Soviet tree, I think, is supposed to represent that too. So essentially, like, this would be playing as Polish or East Germany, and this would be playing as the USSR. Anyways, we will choose a couple items here. I obviously want a medic. I want a rifleman scout. I very much love scouts. And then guard sounds fun, but I'm just going to play some bog standard soldiers. So I'm going to unlock the rifle squad, and then I will absolutely unlock tanks. You obtain this PT-76 for free. I won't unlock the T-10 yet. And then I just want to move into the logistics tree. You will see why I didn't go for call-in stage 2 yet. It is not needed whatsoever. So there's our 10 out of 10 research. I'm just going to grab 2 rifle squads right off the bat, and see they are 8 manpower. So I've only hit 16 of 50 manpower so far. I actually find it's pretty hard to max out that 50 manpower right at the beginning. I would like a scout, I'd like a medic, and then I'm unsure about these. I was messing around with the mortar. It has pretty short range. I generally like mortars, but it's nice that I don't have to research it. Big gun would be nice, but this grab a PT-76, and I'm contemplating another PT-70. I don't think I can afford another PT-76 and a rifle squad. No, I cannot. I could. Support soldiers are super cheap. I don't know what support soldiers do. Maybe they're like engineers or something, or extra crew for your weapons. I kind of like the idea of 2 PT-76s. I don't know if that's a great idea. We're going to grab the second PT-76. We have 153 leftover points. We could grab a mortar. We could grab 2 of... Oh, he has a man-portable heavy machine gun. Interesting. Or we could grab 2 light machine gun teams. I almost like the idea of 2 light machine gun teams. What the heck? Let's go for the mortar, show you how it works. Alright, this is what we're rolling out with, and as you see, I've only hit 34 of my 50 points, and there's 2 infantry units, 2, I don't really want to call them tanks, but the game considers them tanks, a medic, a scout, and a mortar. So that call-in 2, not necessary at the very beginning. Select the mission. I'm assuming it's like any other one where... Wow, 22. That's pretty awesome. Oh, I forgot to show you. I'm grabbing the research one. At the very bottom of the research tree is your call-in stuff. So your barrages, your airplanes, all things like that. Which, that should be fun and terrifying. Let's start a mission. So, this is interesting. Soviet Union versus the People's Republic of China. There are 3 factions currently built into the hot mod. It is NATO, USSR, or Soviet Union, and the People's Republic of China. As you see, this is a map that we haven't seen before in Gates of Hell, because this is a mod created map, and it looks absolutely beautiful just from the thumbnail. I mean, this feels like 70s. I don't know. I mean, this could be rural America. It could be rural Europe. It is raining, so that's always fun too. I want to pause and just show how beautiful this all is. I mean, you've got hay over here wrapped up, different fields. Looks like the assets are rendering as I come in because they're bright. These roads are more modern. These houses look beautiful. This village looks beautiful. This definitely looks like an Eastern European or even rural United States map with the, is it a water tower? I believe that's a water tower. Little tiny factory. These walls look great. I mean, these are absolutely beautiful maps. Just look at the mini-map. It is wonderful. So we are coming on this corner over here, and just want to show off some of the infantry, how they look on the battlefield. And I think, I mean, you can see they've got facial hair beyond just a beard. They look phenomenal. Absolutely beautiful. Here's our little... looks like special forces. I don't know if he's going to do much scouting with that. Oh, he's a Spetsnaz, so he is special forces. Alright, well, he's our spotter, but I was sitting there like he kind of looks like a Spetsnaz, and sure enough, that's because he is. And here's our, what was it, a PT-76. I consider this more of a armored fighting vehicle, but I mean, it has a 76mm cannon on it, so I mean, it's basically like what the Americans were using for Shermans late in the war as their standard, which was the 76mm, or say the T-34. I believe that was a 76mm gun until they upgraded to the 85. Anyways, let's get off of pause. Let's our squads are smaller than normal. Our Spetsnaz spotter, he does have binoculars, which is pretty awesome. We have, do we have an RPG guy? We do. You know, I would love this RPG guy to not be part of the machine gun element, so I know this is extra micro, but we have time. Oh, I failed. Alright, your fire team, your fire team, your fire team, and your fire team. Let's start moving up, see what contact we can find. The enemy does have RPGs, and they do use them, and our tanks are not the best. This game's also pretty deadly, it seems. This mod, I should say. Alright, spotter, what can you spot? Is there anything out in these fields? If I were the enemy, I would have forward observers. We shall see. Move you out there, move you up the road. I also like, if you notice on the minimap, the tanks constantly look for the enemy, which makes sense with the progression of optics on vehicles. In the World War II version, and rightfully so, the tanks have terrible fields of vision, which is perfectly fine. Alright, we've spotted some enemy, and I can see the People's Republic of China moving forward. can you actually go out here, go onto return fire so you're properly scouting, and see about moving up. I do want my machine gun in range. I'm a little bit afraid of an RPG. Sounds like an AA gun somewhere. Oh, there's an RPGer, but now he's down. Is there no cover in this woods? That's alright. We are being shot at. I love the sounds. Can you all go to ground? You are sort of protecting our flank. Let's move this infantry up to this line over here. I don't know what half of these noises are, but very cool to hear different sounds than the World War II sounds. Really love that. Let's move this infantry up into these woods. I just feel like there is a Dushka. Okay, some of the screams are a little much, but I don't want that Dushka getting into range. Oh, I totally forgot about the mortar team. I was going to show off how that works. Is that the Dushka? It is. Okay. Very nice sound. I love how that sounds. I don't have any smoke. That's interesting. Come on, move up, move up. Just need to make sure nobody RPGs my light vehicle, whatever you want to call this thing. I would like you to be the eyes and ears out here. So here's our mortar team moving up. We should move our medic up too. Medic can go over here. You guys, you can move now. And who's being shot at? The only thing I'm a little unsure of nowadays is where people are shooting from. It's not as clear to me, but I do like how it looks, that is for certain. Alright, so in order to set up your gun, you go into the emplacement options. Oops. And then there's a deploy heavy weapon button. I think that's pretty cool. You guys will hide behind this building. I feel like there's still a guy in this building, but I haven't heard any gunfire for a little while. Move you all up. There's a force coming in. There's a little vehicle. Well, you know, nothing important. See if my not tank blows it up. I think it missed. And then these guys have to man it. I really wish there was a code where they could man it automatically. This is interesting. I keep missing. Alright, they should be dying. As I said, I am terrified of RPGs. but I think we've got it over there. There's somebody flanking us, so I think we've lost somebody. These guys did not do a good job of looking out this way. I wonder, was that our mortar? Alright, let's get some better fields of fire over here. Move you all... Oh, it's a hill. Okay. Let's move you all up on the hill. Grab our spotter and have him go up on the hill. That seems like a great place for a spotter. You all can move up this road. You into the trees. Only thing I would say about the person that made the mod, make these trees, or the map mod, make these fallen trees usable, unless that was my guys causing those trees to break down, then that makes sense. I would like you guys to get down, and I think this thing needs to come up on the hill because we are outgunned. Yeah, need to move back. Need the mortar to move forward, I think. Probably about there. You guys keep an eye out over here. Medic, you can keep an eye out back here. Our medic actually has a AK, I believe. They do not see our spotter. They have the high ground, however. Unfortunately, our tank is cresting the hill. It doesn't seem like he has line of sight. And I'm a little bit afraid here. Wow, our mortar nearly killed our spotter. Alright, so that was interesting. Took some casualties there. It's like we're really light on terrain to take cover on. That spotter, that was pretty awesome that they just walked right by the spotter, so pretty cool that he can stay hidden. The enemy is trying to get through those trees. I love vehicles and spotters just constantly scanning areas. Of course, I move my guys over. RPK light machine gun. Okay, that's pretty cool. You guys are getting rocked by that RPK. Very cool, though. I love how they move. That squad's getting decimated. The mortar doesn't seem phenomenal. Lots of accuracy issues. I don't see a RPGer over there. We'll probably just keep this up here, grab our medic, and then I think we will grab the machine gunner. Maybe put him in there. There's a cow moving, or a donkey. That is pretty awesome. The enemy is being relentless in their attack, which I also really like. Seems like our mortar's doing a decent job. Alright. You can be over there. You'll go back with the squad. You don't need to crawl anymore. Put the mortar right here. Spotter can go there. And let's start assaulting with this team. See what we can find over in this village. There's not a lot of great cover. And seems like a relentless assault. But we have high ground with great vision. I actually want you guys to run across here. And then I would like you guys to move up. I don't know where that fire... Oh, it's right there. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Sounded like a bigger gun, didn't it? I feel like my... Another just assault across the open. I would like... there's another bunch of infantry coming, though. They are relentlessly attacking. Kinda cool. Makes me actually think of PLA. What is that? An SU-76? Okay. Was not expecting an SU-76. Man, they are beating us up. Yep, lost another man. You guys are about to be assaulted. Pay attention down this road. No, 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 not the medic, not the medic. How do you guys not see him? Shoot him. Alright, you can move back a little, and you can move there. Oh yeah, there's that SU-76. I am terrified of that. Why does it say you're a medic? Are you actually a medic? I need to get eyes on that SU-76 as it tries to blast my PT. It's over here somewhere. Interesting. Okay. Very cool. Can we... So, theoretically, disassemble heavy weapon. And he puts it in his backpack. I don't know how accurate that is, but it's really cool. Is this suicidal? Oh boy. Not sure if that was a good idea. I would imagine it sees us. We are shooting it, but to what avail, I don't know. I would love to run you guys up. I think our supporting PT Hit it. We hit it again. There are probably infantry over here. I'm hoping that our guys can take it out. Oh, we've taken that out. Okay, cool. Very cool. Let's move this up. And let's move our spotter up. We have a guy on a hill. I'm not sure if this is a great idea. Alright, I would like you to move there. There are guys in here, and I can't see them. No, 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 not around that way. Okay. I'm starting to understand. You guys just need to go down, I guess. This was a very bad place to put them. Let's move you up here. I need you to crest the hill. And you two are acting as a flanking force. Is there anybody behind here that you can see? Oh, I have another... Oh, it's the mortars. Let's move the mortars up the road. And then they will reassemble their Lego mortar. Oh, where's their Lego mortar? Do you have it? Interesting. Oh, I think it's that. I remember reading about this. They disassemble it and it turns into a backpack. Interesting. Alright, well, that's not my favorite mechanic, but oh well. I'll probably lose some people here because one, they're stopping. I would just like you to run. Alright. You look in there. Really liking these buildings. They're very cool. I would like you to look in it, though. Looks like we're capturing... I don't want to move anybody up too far, or the tanks too far. Capturing, or, well, we haven't captured it. Alright, so... how do you take again? Oh. Okay, so now the guy has the backpack, which has the gun. So it's an interesting mechanic. It's, could use a little bit of refinement. There should be a... Yep. An emplaced weapon right here. Can you fix this? And can we take a tank crew and try to fix this? I mean, it's an Su-76. I'm pretty sure the Soviet Union sold this to the PLA. So I wouldn't mind adding it to our armament. An Su-76 is a little outdated. Alright, we have scavenged the battlefield, repaired up this scout car type 55, which... what does it have for a weapon on it? Very, very cool. The models in this game look great. We grabbed this 12.7 millimeter type 54, and then of course grabbed the Su-76. So just thought I would wander around the buildings. Even the interiors have details, like those are the pens for probably cows, I would imagine, or very, very cool. Alright, so let's finish this up. See what other things are different. Wow, they just threw bodies at us. Very, very cool. See what the rewards are. 11.2 research. Absolutely huge on that. Got stars. I mean, it was a research mission, but I like that. So the next battle will be on the defense. As I said, this is still in the works, so there's things like placeholder avatars. And I like that you can tell who you stole or reappropriated the equipment from, as it shows. At least I believe so. That is the Chinese flag of the time. I don't mind reappropriating Chinese equipment because most of this looks like Soviet equipment anyways. I mean, that's definitely built by the Soviets. I wonder if that's so outdated that the Soviets don't even have it in their arsenal anymore. BMPs, T-55s. I mean, I saw the ISU and the SU. Yeah, I mean, there's the ISU-152 and the SU-122, but no SU series. I mean, we have got to get that. It's a Hind, isn't it? Mil Mi-24V. I'm not familiar with the exact call signs, but I imagine that's what the Americans call Hind. Anyways, I'm gonna mess around with this a little bit more. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Call to Arms using the Hot Mod 1968. Something a little bit different, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. Hope to see you again. Until next time. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see more, please like, subscribe, and comment below.